Greetings fellow 50p collectors, Coin Snatcher back again with another 50p update. So I promised in the last video it was going to be a mega unboxing, and we've got rid of the one singular Isle of Man TT 50p that's joined the collection today. So it's time to move on to this little other area that I've been focusing on, which is the Isle of Man Christmas 50p run of coins. So for any of you that aren't aware, I was lucky enough to get a full set of these Isle of Man 50p's in a bulk buy from eBay. Very good value indeed. But as with all Popjoy coins, these coins have die marks on them as well. And not being a compulsive collector, kleptomaniac, anything like that, I did originally think I wasn't going to get into the die marks, and then after having the coins for a couple of weeks I decided I would. So at the minute the collection is this tray, which is made up mainly of the large 50p's. I think we've got a couple of small ones down here in the corner, and then we go on to the second tray, which is all these small size 50p's. And for any of you 50p collectors out there, if you think your Kew Gardens is an expensive coin, check out this 2008 James and the Snowman 50p coin. It's basically a restrike of the 2003 coin, which is here, but I won't say any more about this coin. If you want to find out what the value of this is, go and have a look on the sold listings on eBay, and this one coin sells for more than I bought a whole collection of 155 Isle of Man coins for. It's quite phenomenal, really. So without further ado, let's have a look at the first coin that has arrived that we're going to pop into the collection tonight. And this is a 1983 Christmas 50p. Has a Model T Ford on it, and as with all of these coins, we're looking for the die mark, and on this one it's just underneath you can see the lady there with I think it's a little girl, or yeah, probably a little girl, but you can see there's two little A's down here, so that's an AA die mark coin. So if we go up to the tray, we'll see that we have 1983 here, and this one has the AA on it. So we can pop that little card around, and we can pop that 1983 coin in there. Might not stay in because of the bit of card behind it, but I'll wedge it in. So that's one coin that joins the collection, 1983 Model T Ford AA die mark. The second coin that joins the collection tonight is another 1983 Christmas 50p. And it's exactly the same coin as before, but if we have a zoom in on this one and look down at the girl's legs, we can see this one has a die mark, which is an A and a C. So a slightly rarer one to come by, this one. This is the AC die mark 1983 coin, and if I just go up here, we have a capsule ready for that one as well. So let's turn that card round, and let's pop the 1983 AC die mark Model T Ford in there. Let's put the lid back on that one as well. Right, we've got a full row going across there now, and just while we're here, so we've got one Model T, two Model Ts, three Model Ts, four Model Ts, and there's a silver version as well. So let's have a look at the next coin that we're going to pop into the collection tonight. And the next coin we have is this little one here. And if we pop this one over, this is a 1984 Christmas 50p. And we'll see we've got a steam train on the front of it. All the designs on these coins are themed around transport, I believe, up until some of the more recent issues when they left the transport theme and went on to other themes. But if we have a zoom in on this again, we're looking for the die mark on it, and we can just see it there. You've got the man shoveling the coal into the boiler, and just underneath his foot, which may or may not be missing, part of his leg doesn't look to be there, But we can see on this that this coin has the AC die mark on it. So this is a nice rare coin to get a hold of as well. You tend to find the AA die marks are the more common ones, and then you have AB, then you have AC and AD, and well, if you're lucky enough, like Les, the 50p collector, check his collection out on Twitter. He's managed to get one which has a die mark of BF. It's a very, very rare coin indeed from 1980. Not this design of coin. I'll show you it while we're here. It's the 1980 coin, and it's a mule, so it has the incorrect obverse paired with the reverse. Very rare coin indeed, so really happy that Les has got one of those in his collection. Not so happy that I haven't got it. And again, if you want to see how much one of those mule coins, well, what the seller would like for it, then go and have a look on eBay. There's one of them there at the minute. Just put in Isle of Man 50p 1980 mule and it'll bring it up. So there we go. One last look at that. That is the 1984 AC coin. So as always, we've got a little capsule here ready for that. So we'll pop that out. Let's turn that bit of cardboard round. Now originally I didn't keep these bits of cardboard, but there's so many coins when it comes to collecting these die marks that I learnt my lesson with the TT ones, where you look at them and you actually forget what you have. So every time you have to get the magnifying glass out, look at the die mark, and it's much easier just to flip it round and see, yep, that's a 1984 AC. Excellent stuff. So let's pop that in. And now the next coin we've got is, well, quite amuses me. It probably won't amuse some of the collectors out there. You can see from this coin the condition of it. This is a proof coin. So this will have again a different die mark to the regular circulation coins, which tend to be the AAs, the ABs, the ACs and the ADs. But if we pop this one over, we can see we've got the Stagecoach on it. And this one actually came in a little cardboard pack like that, which I've liberated it from. Don't know if that's a good idea or not. I'm sure it won't do the value of it any good, but I would rather have the coin in a capsule in the date run than actually have it in the card. So let's have a little zoom in, and the die mark we're looking for on this is just to the left hand side of the man who's standing beside the back of the wagon there. And we can see this one is a BC die mark. So this is something a little bit different. The BC ones are slightly harder to come by. Now normally if you buy one of these coins, it's called a diamond proof finish. It's the equivalent of the Royal Mint proof finish. And the normal die mark you would be looking for on this coin would be a BB. So a BC coin is again nice and rare, definitely rarer than the BB die mark one. It's all very technical, isn't it? All these die marks, etc, etc. But if we go up to 1980, so as I say, Les has got this coin which is a mule, which this is just the standard one. But you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different versions of the 1980 Isle of Man Christmas 50p. It's quite mad. And if we have a look down at the bottom there, we'll see that that is the one that is waiting for the BC coin. Now in fact there's probably actually 7 versions, because there is most likely a silver version of that coin as well. And if you're interested, the silver versions of these coins tend to have a D die mark. So the D die mark pops up quite a bit on the TT coins, mainly on the Viking coins. So let's pop that one up in there. And I've got a funny feeling at some point I'm probably going to have to make a space for a D die mark coin. Now, speaking of D die mark coins, let's have a look at the last coin that's going to go into the Isle of Man Christmas 50p collection today. And needless to say, this one came in a folder as well, and you can see where I've not but gentle, you know, ripped it out of the packaging. So I don't think I'll ever be reselling that on eBay. That's where the little certificate of authenticity was on it. So over the years the sellotape has dried out, and if we have a look at this, actually, because it's always nice to look at a certificate that goes back to 1980. So this is a 1983 double crown. Now in the old days a crown was 25p, so a 50p could be referred to as a double crown. Mounted in this crown folio, very posh way of saying bit of card, and you have the information there on it. So this one is sterling silver, minted to a proof 4 finish, and only 5,000 of these coins in the world. Nice little bit of waffle there about it. A couple of signatures, but you can see the age on this coin, or on this certificate of authenticity. It's pretty dried out and old. Right, let's have a look at the coin then. So whenever you handle these proof coins, you always handle them by the edge, especially the silver proof ones. Probably not such a good idea to handle them full stop, but it's never stopped me in the past. So long as you don't touch the sides or the fields of the coin, then you can avoid getting oils from your fingers, etc., onto these coins and making a mess of them. Once you get oil, etc., from your hands onto these coins, then it does ruin the proof finish. So this again is the 1983 Model T Ford. Just thought I would leave this coin until the end, because this, if we zoom in on it, you see what I mean by the D die mark just underneath the girl's legs. So it's more like a little triangle, like a little alien ship. But it is in fact a D. That's the way Pokjoy Mint do their Ds. And this coin is 1980, so it's 42 years old now, but it really is in splendid condition. So let's just zoom out of that a second. We'll bring that up to the light. So don't ever be tempted to wipe these coins or give them a clean of any sort, because you will ruin the finish on them. And when you ruin the finish on them, then they do lose their value as well. Although to a certain extent it doesn't bother me, because quite often I'm happier to have the coin in the collection, and you know, if it's a bit marked, it doesn't matter if the price is right, so to speak. So let's have a look up in the tray here, and there's the 1983 capsule. So we'll bring that down, we'll flip that card over as we do, we'll gently get that 50p, we'll drop it in there, we'll pop the lid back on it, and then we'll move that back up into there. So we have quite a few versions of the 1981 to get, but at the minute we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versions of the Model T Ford Christmas 50p from 1983. And if you haven't seen the 50p collection, there's the rest of it. So we've got about 22 of these red trays with all the different Gibraltar, Jersey, Guernsey, Isle of Man, UK 50p's, all the silver proof ones, all the bank ones there. And then there's a third cabinet as well, which is mainly all the territories 50p's. And then I have a nice little shelf at the bottom of that with all the other coins that are not 50p's that I have in the collection as well. But that's the mega update for tonight. So I do still have a few more coins to arrive. You'll be pleased to know they're not Isle of Man coins, so that will be something different. Hopefully they'll arrive tomorrow and we'll be able to do a video on that. But for now, I should just say too, if anybody's interested in collecting these Isle of Man 50p's, then if you do have any questions, just drop me a message underneath. More than happy to answer any questions that anybody has about these Isle of Man 50p coins. And I guarantee you, if you start collecting the die marks, you'll get bitten by the bug and you'll end up like me, with reinforced floorboards and 3 cabinets full of 50p's. But for me, for now, for this video, that's it. Peace and love. Coin Snatcher out.